Good morning. How are you? As I said, this is actually my first recorded specifically for YouTube video. And I do that because I can do this with the same software that I do my podcast. So that means I can actually record longer and I can upload it in a much easier fashion. So we're in spring and I'm using stained glass. And I'm for this one right now. I'm going to do Aries risings. So, what is the difference between rising and sun? So, with astrology, the reason why, just in case you don't know, or in case you need a refresher, so the wheel, the zodiac has a wheel, and each one there's 12 pieces of this pie. That's why there's 12 zodiacs. It's 12 houses that are ruled by different planets, depending upon where your rising is. So the issue is this. A lot of people know their sun sign, but a sun sign can be in any of those houses. It can be in your first house, anywhere from first to 12. But your rising will always be in the first house of self. It's literally, and what a rising is it's literally where the sun is on the horizon at the moment of your birth. That's why your time and location is super important because obviously that's perspective. But the thing is that it's very easy to make predictions in terms of astrology and what themes you're going to have because it kicks off your rising sign, kicks off the houses. So it's like, boom, it's right here. Okay, cool. Here's your first house. So for instance, I'm a Gemini sun and my Gemini sun is in my 10th house, but I'm a Virgo rising. So my Virgo rising's in my first house. So when I listen to astrology, I don't care what they say. They can say sun, moon, or rising, but they're really talking about the house because the house is going to give you the specific theme or idea of what's going on. So the first house, I'm reading my chart. I have a chart. I watch transits to see what's going on. So first house is the house of self. Second house is the house of possessions and other people's money. Third house is communication. Fourth house is home and family. Fifth house is creativity and pleasure. Sixth house is work and health. Seventh house is relationships. Eighth house is transformations, but it's also like things done in the dark and occult. It's like a lot more than just that. I don't like just saying it. It's inheritance. It's like things in the dark. The eighth house and the 12th house have a tendency to reflect each other, but differently. So the 12th house is the house of spirituality and secrets. So again, it's like that hidden, but it's like the 8th house is more of a you don't see it coming, whereas the 12th house is more my understanding. As a non-astrologer, I'm not an astrologer. I'm just an enthusiast who has done too much research into this for many, many years. So the 12th house is actually things that are hidden. So like you got your sun there, then like your ego, you don't see it, things like that. It's like literally like shit in the dark. That's why like 12th house and 8th house synastry is so difficult, is if somebody's got planets, especially personal planets, in either the 12th or the 8th house, you're going to have a fucking rough time because it's a lot of, again, things in the dark, secrets, shit like that. Think of it that name. So the 9th house is philosophy and higher learning. 10th house is career and public image. The 11th house is hopes and goals. I don't hear a lot of people talk about the 11th house. I'm very surprised with that. Anyways, and then the 12th house is spirituality and secrets, which is what I already said. So the reason why I'm not saying Aries sun is because you can have a sun anywhere in this chart. But like I said, so like for instance, I can tell you in all Aries risings may have different sun signs, different moon signs, the whole nine. They probably do. The only thing that's the common denominator there is your rising sign's the same. So, like, for instance, Aries risings, you guys are going fucking through it right now. And I say it because you got a pile of fucking planets in your first house. So the first house is the house of self, and that's really where I'm going to be focused, which is identity, personality, and how you present to the world. So that's why a rising is important, is because it's literally like if somebody were to describe you, they're not going to describe you by your sun sign unless you have a shit ton of planets there. They're going to describe you as your rising sign because that's how you present yourself to the world. So I hope that makes sense. If you need like visuals or breakdowns or anything like that, let me know. But that's why, again, 5 minutes in, I hate it when I get long winded. I'm so sorry, but it's like you got to have some background as to why I'm doing this and what I'm doing and why I'm focusing on it. So, all right. So, and I'm staring at the transit chart of like what's happening right now. So for this spring, you guys are really fucking going through it. So you've got Neptune, and it just entered, and that is at 1 degree right now. And Neptune is the planet of like illusion. So if you have Neptune in your first house, it's like probably the illusion of who you thought you were or who you wanted is being kind of stripped away, is what it is. Or it's in the opposite direction. Well, actually, I would say this. You got Saturn also here. Saturn is the planet of lessons and karma. I have had a discussion with an astrologer about karma being used incorrectly in terms of the term. I believe that because I also believe that twin flames is used incorrectly in terms of either what they are, how they're activated, shit like that. So I can subscribe to karma being used improperly. Karma to me is repeating of cycles and lessons because you're not doing something that you're supposed to be doing, and it's not even like here's a rule and do the rule, but it's like, are you choosing yourself, are you doing yourself? That's why, like, if you're in a bad relationship and you're not letting it go, but it's like you love them, but it's like the universe is putting the squeeze on you because it doesn't suit you, like that's karmic. That's what that is. So with Saturn there and Neptune, and you have your sun, which is your ego, you also have Venus here. It's Venus, right? I get Venus and Mars fucked up all the time. I have no idea why. But yeah, Venus is there because Mars is sitting in Pisces and the wounded healer. So Venus is how you love and your love language. And it's not just, it's people get really wrapped up in terms and taking them and run with it. So like Venus, yes, it's love. So we automatically think significant others, but this is like love of family. This is love of like just like things that you enjoy. Your pets are love and your love language towards them. Like think of it like that. So love isn't just about romantic, it can be platonic. And the wounded healer, which is something that you have to live with. So with all this shit in the first house, so you got Neptune, the planet of illusion, Sun, which is your ego, Saturn, which is lessons, Venus, which is love, and the wounded healer. So you're going through and like just everything, you're deconstructing. My gut tells me as a non-astrologer that this spring is going to be about you deconstructing who you are. What things are serving you, what things aren't serving you, why, and having that stripped away. The universe never does this in a fun manner, so I'm sure you guys are all fucking going through it. So that being said, I'm using my stained glass deck for this, and I just wanted to do a message to see like what are you going to be focusing on and looking at in regards to spring. Happy spring. Hold on, let me grab I'm gonna grab an orb with that. So one thing that I don't do a lot of is that I do not use Oracle in my private readings, but I think I'm gonna start doing that because I like sometimes it gives a little bit more clarity. So that's something I've been toying with for the past 24 hours. All right. So, and I'm sorry you can't see the cards. I will hold them up. Like I said, I even like move my computer down. It's like you're not going to be able to see this shit. So I got to figure out how to put this on my phone and do it that way. Okay. So my spirit team, my spirit guide, my high self plus the divine, can't leave her out. What do our Aries risings need to know for the spring equinox? What are they going to be going through? What are their lessons? What's happening? What's going on? All right. So right away, we got legal and boundaries. So disrespectful, enough is enough. Lawyers, court paperwork. Then over here, vacay, needing to get away, and running, needing to. So you're probably needing intimacy. Get away, Jesus. Some Aries rising here is going through a divorce of some sort. If it's not a divorce, it could be the ending of like with the intimacy card here. This doesn't even necessarily, again, it could be like a business partner. You may be going through something with a business partner of some sort too. Like I said, we'll get some shit to try and figure this out. And then running feminine energy here, which cross over this running, and then epiphany over success. Okay, so this is actually looking more like business to me. All right, so with this epiphany over optimism, then we've got a shit. What the fuck is going on? So we've got sociopath, apology, and toxic. So somebody's going to be trying to come back around and apologize, but don't believe it. Yeah, here we go. Lust just popped up over us. If you've got somebody, Aries risings, if you have somebody who is an ex who's coming back around, who's apologizing, saying the right shit, somebody somebody who you're probably divorced from would be my guess with this legal. If this is not, this is like a business partner. But now this is feeling a little bit more relationship with the lust card. Basically, what it is they're coming through it in a very insincere fashion. They're going to say the right things, but basically, they just want you to drop prowl. Sorry. The most honest answer I can get. They're here after lust, time, delay, procrastination, daydreaming, and isolation. Daydreaming and isolation here. Somebody could be fantasizing about you. All right, if that's gross. It's a two-faced, rejected, left alone, two-faced here, and then stagnant. So you may even be fantasizing with this Neptune here and the karma. You may even be suspecting somebody's going to come back around, or hoping, or maybe manifesting, or like, I hate to say this, somebody could be using the O method out there to try and make this happen. If so, please don't do that. Guys, because there's a reason why they went away. There's a delay here and stagnation, so it's like you may be losing hope on this, but I have a feeling that they are trying to, like, hopeless on the bottom of the deck, as I say here, mess with it. Will they come back through? Burned bridges, glow up, and blocked. Well, you got them blocked. Masculine energy. So then why the fuck is all this coming up? It's because they're kind of like hinting towards it, is probably what's happening. Is that they're already kind of like reaching out and kind of setting the foundation. Hey, now that we've got this past, can we move forward? And you're like, no, fuck that shit. Hopefully you're saying no. Waves, emotions. Like the minute you've moved on, it feels like the minute you've moved on and you've called it a day and you've released them, they're probably coming back around. So just be careful of that. Be aware and reject anything that doesn't serve you any good. Okay, so that seems to be what that is. So that would be a karmic cycle to see if you've really learned the lesson. With, again, I'm zeroing in on Saturn and Neptune, but also with the love. I mean, this all makes sense. This is all lining up with exactly what I'm seeing here in that first house. All right, so damn, everyone wants to speak. My spirit team, my spirit guide, plus my highest self. What? And the divine. Can't leave her out. Since she's been new in the rotation, I'm having issues with remembering to ask her to join. And for me, it's a she. I'm sorry. I just do believe that. All right. 10 of Pentacles, foundation. You're upright. Okay, foundation after non-healing, non-transitioning. Down here, 9 of Swords, anxiety. Something keeping you up at night. What's keeping you up at night? Illusion. Okay, hold up. There's a lot of fucking info here. Aries risings are, yeah, I can understand why you guys are going through it. There's like all the. All right, so this spring, confusion over an abundant new beginning and 7 of Pentacles, so having a harvest, and then a Queen of Swords here in reverse. So being cold or not paying attention. With the Knight of Pentacles here in reverse, again, not paying attention to a victory or the lack of victory. Stagnation. Acceptance. Yeah, so there's a lack of victory, not doing analyzing and being cold. So it's like you're avoiding moving forward. Something 8 of Cups in reverse with the 5 of Cups. So needing to mourn. It's like basically you've left the door open is what it is. It's something that's lost, but you're leaving that door open. And the reason, like, but to the bitchiness to the back is the moon, confusion, Pisces energy here with an abundant new beginning, Ace of Pentacles. So this could also be business, but yeah, 7 of Pentacles here. This is all work shit. So 7 of Pentacles is having a harvest, and then the Ace of Cups is love. So to that, basically what it is that you need to, where you're focused right now, this is all work. This is fucking work with the foundational lack of transitioning. And then over here, hold on, but I'm trying to tell you, not giving no receiving. All right, see. Okay, so you're ignoring whatever signs it is that you need to leave, whatever job, position, some shit like that. Something is not suiting a purpose for you. You may have even, sorry, my nose is like super itchy. You may have even been like, just kind of like riding it out kind of thing. Foundation, anxiety over it. So like you're stuck in a place that you don't want to be, but you feel like you have to be. But you're ignoring the signs to leave because something better will come in when you do that. And this is career. Yeah. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Lack of commitment. So you may have even been talking about doing this, but you're like, not really in it. Honestly, you're not really paying attention to it. So that seems to be an issue. Chains. There's the devil here. Capricorn energy. There's nothing in Capricorn right now. But Jupiter will be moving over to Capricorn, I think by winter, I think. It's at 15 degrees, so it's like halfway through its transit. So King of Wands in reverse with a Six of Cups here, so something unfamiliar, and being able to juggle with chaos, but barely. So not stepping into independence. So you may be stuck at a job because you have children here. So it's like you're doing the thing that you have to do, not the thing that you want to do. And that seems to be the issue. Is that the thing that you want to do will be the thing that gives you a foundation. Yep, Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. Wish fulfillment, King of Cups in reverse, moody. Why is King of Cups here? Five of Swords. Past resentment. Resentment. Yeah, there's somebody here. This is an X. So there's an X here that's going to be popping up. Like I said, that goes back to the legal here. So that means that you're divorced. And he's probably gonna fucking pop up when, like, why is this here? Instinct tells me he's popping up because you're fucking miserable. So as soon as you stop being miserable over here and the thing that, like, even though you feel like you have to trust that the universe has you and it's not going to let you be miserable. Yeah, balance for Two of Cups in reverse. So it disconnects. And again, Sagittarius energy makes it easier for you because it's just counting once you know what it is. So Lilith's in Sagittarius right now. So balance for this. So Lilith is the dark side of the moon. So you may have had, like, with Lilith, so let's move into Sagittarius. It moved into Sagittarius, I feel like, was it in the fall? It may have been in the fall. If not, it was like January, because I know it was just in Scorpio for a year. It spends a year in each sign. So in the past, like, 6 months is probably why in my eyes twitching. So that feels like that's accurate. So you needed this Lilith and Sag in order to go through with this divorce, and you did. Knight of Wands, a revoked passionate offer. Right? And then what? Strength and courage. Strength and courage because you're not stepping into your power here. Like I said, you're probably an entrepreneur, would be my guess. Yep. Queen of Cups here with a Knight of Cups. Fucking interesting. So your intuition is telling you that there is an offer coming in and you know it. Looking at a new perspective of a lack of commitment. Yeah, so my eyes twitching. So for somebody out there who's like your gut screaming at you to quit your job even though you don't have one kind of thing, I'm not the person, as somebody who's unemployed, who it was not by choice. Let that be a lesson to you. I'll tell you that. I have been screamed at for probably the better part of 3 years to let go of my job. My job was, it just sucked. It sucked. And it's not the job itself. The job I had was actually a job that I wanted. I did account management and IT sales. And I started working for a managed service provider. So what I was doing was all the admin, purchasing, supply chain aspect of it without necessarily like talking and interacting with clients. And I liked that. I really enjoyed, not that I mind talking to, I met some of the most fascinating people. But anyways, I was doing the job that I wanted, but it was not being managed properly. I had been screamed at for 3 years to leave it, and I didn't leave it. And then what ended up happening was I got fired. That's what happens. So if you don't do it by choice, it'll be by force. And I was tortured the entire 3 years in terms of just ridiculousness because the universe was trying to make me to make that choice. But since I didn't step into it, it wasn't going to happen. So think of it like that. So basically you're being told, and Neptune going direct in the past couple of months was like a big deal for you, that your intuition is screaming at you about a love offer that's coming in and looking at it from a new perspective. So yeah, but my point is the reason why I said all of that was because I had the job that I wanted, the ideal job. So keep in mind, the universe wants you to exhaust these things to show you that, like, hey, the thing that you think that you want, yeah, you don't want it. I tried studying for an A+ and I could not do it. I am a super good organized taste taker. I always have been. And I've done this shit for 15 years at this point. And for some reason, I couldn't retain any of the info. It got to the point where I was like, dude, I just can't spend $500 for something that I know I'm going to fail, because it was like, I don't know why. It was like in one ear and out the other, and it made no sense. And I was like, why the fuck is this like this? Because I hate technology. What do I like? I like shiny cards. It's like, I like shiny cars. I like making shit happen. I like candles. And it's like, do that. So yeah, so just know that if you've got the pressure, that's what it's telling you. that you may even be having stomach issues. It's like you're fighting your intuition, but the thing is that the more you fight it, the more that this nasty X is popping up and he's trying to get in because it's like energy is attracting like. So if you're in mindset of being miserable for the thing you do 8 or 9 hours a day, then guess what? The misery follows it. So your energy, your aura is your energy and it's giving off that. So it's attracting in that same shit. So if you're in this position and you have this ex who's toxic as fuck, probably narcissist, something like that, manipulator. And the more that you're trying to like ignore him and he's like sniffing around basically, and you're toying with this idea, then know that the universe is trying to force you to do this so that that way you can get rid of him. Lovely. Love that. All right. So that's really what's happening here is that you've got lessons and your illusions are being stripped away of what it is that you thought you wanted and what you love. I mean, like literally, like I hate to be on repeat, but that's exactly it. And this message is kind of backing that up. Not kind of. This message is backing that up. And then here we go. High Priestess over strength, having the strength of your intuition, Pisces energy here. And right now, there's a bunch of shit. We've got the North Node in Pisces, Mercury in Pisces, and Mars in Pisces. So, and that happens to be your 12th house. So, that being said, remember what I was saying about the 12th house. So, what's hidden for you? So, a mode of operation. How am I going to do it? Communication. How am I going to be able to do it? How am I going to be able to speak about it? But also, the North Node is like, I want to say destiny, but it's looking at it. It's like, it is your purpose, in my opinion. That's how I view the North Node. I am not an astrologer, so don't fucking hit me up and tell me I'm fucking stupid. I don't really care. I just fucking don't care. So you're not analyzing what didn't work. That's the issue. So thinking about your destiny, but it's like you may not even realize like why how you can make it happen is basically what it is. But you probably also, with all this Pisces energy, you may even be gearing towards spirituality. I'm not just saying that because I'm sitting here being a tarot reader, but because literally North Node in Pisces marks a karmic shift towards spirituality, intuition, surrendering to the unknown. And this is literally screaming that. In order to usher in the new, you've got to release what doesn't exist. And with that in that 12th house, it's like you're just having issues with understanding how it's going to happen, how you're going to make it work. The divine has you. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. Anything else? Which also means for the past probably like year, your intuition's been screaming at you about this. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So, conflict. It's a conflict of, why is this here? It's a work home conflict, heartbreak. Page of Wands, being distracted. Oh, so this was a nasty breakup, is what this is telling me. Seven of Wands, being defensive to transforming of this heartbreak ending. Libra energy. What's in Libra? Anything? Is anything in Libra? I don't think so. No. Death, transformation, Scorpio energy. 10 of Swords here, so a painful ending being justice. What the fuck is this about? Two of Wands, plans for completion. And Queen of Wands, she gets what she wants. Of a painful ending. What the fuck? Okay. This is screaming like somebody's gonna die. Like, I know that sounds really weird, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, it's a painful ending and transformation over it. But like, you're stuck on something. But justice here, it's like you have to put the final nail in the coffin. That's what this is looking like to me. Like, you have to put this to bed. You have to kill this. I think that's the issue. You may be waiting for somebody else to like go away or some shit, but it's like this is up to you to do this. So like you have to do that. And that could be what you're fighting, and it could be putting like I don't know. It has something. I think the final nail in the coffin is this. So even though you've gone through all the motions and everything, it's like you're still like connected to your ex, probably. I'm sure because you have children. But she gets what she wants of completion and plans. Queen of Wands here, upright. So you will be able to, if you're having issues with calling it a day on either of this, more than likely, since the relationship is popping up with the job, it's like these things are like magnets to each other. So reflection of this. So the minute, like I said, once you put that final nail in the coffin and move forward, life will get a lot easier for you. So everything's falling down around you to try and force you to do this. But yeah, bottom of the deck, manipulation, magician in reverse. So probably Uranus being retrograde in Gemini was a big deal. The moon's in Gemini right now. So you may even be thinking about it more so now than you were before. 10 of Wands, heavy load that can't be put down is coming together. What? Like, my gut screams intuition. Three of Pentacles, teamwork. Teamwork how for putting this final nail in the coffin. And Wands, and wanted to come out of war weariness of teamwork. Oh yeah, wanted to come out of wariness of teamwork. Okay, yeah. So if there's somebody that you're kind of like if you think that like, oh, I have to do this because he's not paying child support or some shit like that. Like I have to be stuck at this job. Like there's some correlation between this job and your ex. It's like just know the universe has you, but you got to like lop it all off. You got to cut it off. If you don't cut it off, then it's going to continue to feed the situation, and it's not what you want. So yeah, so this spring definitely just be aware of these things happening and what's going on here and take note of it. But yeah, Aries risings, good luck, and let me know. Please sound off and let me know if it sounds like anybody. If there's anything that wasn't very clear or if you wanted some more info, please let me know. And happy Tuesday, guys. And like I said, I'm sorry you can't see the cards, but I'm picking them up. It's just a fucking clusterfuck mess over here anyways. Happy Tuesday.